Oh yeah. I got some issues with media as a whole. I think media right now is in a weird place. I think it's always been in a weird place. I actually don't have any concrete thoughts. I think every thought I have can be contradicted if I learn enough stable evidence of logic. But I'm just going to go on like a free floating tangent about the media and just kind of express my thoughts about the media. I do believe that the media is in an interesting place. I think interesting means both good and bad. I think if we're going to go about the good things in regards to media, I think media is very there's a there media is not just controlled purely by people who are in positions of authority. I think now we're in a position now where people who can afford a camera, people who have a phone can now be considered media in today's age. I think that evens the playing field between reality and constructed reality. I think that media is also in a good place because there's enough feedback being presented from both sides of media, whether that be the people creating it and the people receiving it. I think this natural aversion to feedback is allowing media to be shaped by the people consuming it, which is extremely important, especially if you're a producer of media. You can tailor your particular product to a group of people who are willing to accept it. I think that media also has another privilege. I think the privilege of media now is it's so wide encompassing. I think because on a broader scale, multitudes of outlets have the ability to give media. People in different places in the world can now connect with groups of people and populations that they may have never been privy to if it wasn't for this new era of technology. Those are my three goods, and then we'll do three bads. I think one bad for today's media is that there's a lot of manipulation of media to fit particular narratives that can shape how people view things and people. I also think that another issue with media today is that there's so much of it that people lose the ability to decipher between reliable media and non-reliable media. Though that's a huge one. I mean, I look at my phone now and I see something presented as media, and I genuinely have to question it as to, is this real? Was this doctored? Was this AI? I mean, AI has such a prevalent role in media today because now videos can be completely manufactured, and now it's getting harder to decipher between what's a manufactured vehicle manufactured video and what's an authentic video. And now you have to check your sources. I think checking sources is like right in between good and bad. I feel like checking sources is something people should always do. But I think now more than ever, like before something can be classified as legitimate, multitudes of sources have to be checked, even more so than yesteryear. So I think those are two things right there that I think, and I think the final bad thing for media today, I would lean probably on the ability. Like I think the good and the bad. I think it's both a good and a bad. I think the good thing is that everyone can create media. I think a bad thing is that everyone can create media. And so there are people who are in this field who are classifying themselves as journalists who do not have the integrity of the ethos of journalism. I like to put everything in quotation marks because I believe that ethos is again a manipulated term. I think all of the terms that are being used are some form of manipulation. I think that the ethos were manipulated to fit a particular narrative because I'm sure there were $1 million journalists who worked for $1 billion companies who had to manipulate their ethos in order to adhere to the people cutting their check. So I like as of today, I can't really say anything was better yesterday or today. I think that we're just in now, and as a society, we have to accept that media is what it is today, and they're the only way that the for me personally, the best way to understand media is not only to participate in it, but to get a wide array of different media. Lately, I've been watching all different types of interviews. Like, I'm so interested in interviews. Like, I've been watching like old classic interviews of legendary people. I've been watching newer age interviews. I want to get a grand scope of how to conduct an interview so that I can understand my interview style. I do classify interviews as a form of media. I prefer more direct lines of media, like interviews, like vlogs, like documentaries, things where you're kind of you're alongside the subject of these depictions. So for me, I'm going to lean further in the interview portion. I will have some portions of my media that will have me on the street, particularly grabbing different perspectives from multitudes of people, not maybe just an individual interview, but multiple interviews. I also feel like now is the best time. I feel like I have a lot of thoughts. I just graduated from college. I have so many thoughts about college and the structure of college and the $1 billion organizations that manipulate the framework for which colleges work. There's just a lot of things that I learned in my first degree of bachelor that really opened my mind to school, really changed how I perceive school, really changed how I will utilize school in the future. Because although I don't agree with most of the tactics of school, I do appreciate the benefits. We're all humans, and I'm going to do what I need to do for my survival in this society, while also striving to become what I envision for myself in the professional specter. I want to be a clinical psychologist. I honestly, if I wasn't interested in psychology, I probably wouldn't be in school. I think trade school. I think there is a multitude of institutions that don't require going into massive amount of debt in order to have a fulfilling life, a rewarding life, and generally just being a happy person. But psychology was just something that has always been creeping up in my subconscious and consciousness, so I had to do that. And so understanding psychology, understanding school, understanding media, trying to incorporate all three of these different perspectives into one, which is me, and elevating content for those who want to join this journey. So yeah, this is me starting this year strong, placing my ambitions forward, putting myself in uncomfortable positions. This will be a year of being extremely uncomfortable, extremely vulnerable, extremely in the public eye. I mean, anytime you're in the public eye, you have to face scrutiny. So understanding these things that come with the public eye is something that I've continued to find myself willing to understand, and this year will be no different than the years prior. We're just going to continue to elevate the level of vulnerability that I am choosing to partake in. So yeah, those are my three goods for media, my three bads for media, my impact on media. I have ambitions for quality output, but again, this is all open for interpretation. Maybe there are some subconscious biases that I hold within my own self that are manipulating the versions of media that you receive from me. So again, we're all human. We all make mistakes. I'm going to make plenty of mistakes. Today is not the last day I've made a mistake. There will be more mistakes in the future. And I'm sure that there will be a mistake in my media practices that will be interpreted. And hopefully I'm understood. Maybe I probably won't be, because that's just how the world works. So I'm going to be participating. Thank you for listening.